Hey parents, it's Mrs. Ashbaugh. I hope you will stick with me for a few minutes because I want to kind of walk you through our writing instruction in kindergarten. With us being remote for so long, we have really noticed that the kids are not really where we would like them to be with their writing, and that's really nobody's fault. It's just the kind of way that things have gone since we haven't been able to be in school. So I want to walk you through kind of where we are with writing, because your children are going to start having writing homework each day that they're not at school, so on their at-home days. And it's going to be really, really important that you remember while you're working with your child what kinds of things I'm going to talk to you about today. So the first thing I want to do is I want to explain to you the writing process that we use in kindergarten. So the first thing that we learned how to do back at the beginning of kindergarten was think about things that we could write about. And we just would talk about them, because you have to know what you're going to write about in order to actually write it. So we would talk about things that we could write about. We talked about family vacations, and we talked about our favorite stuffed animals. We talked about our favorite food. We talked about movies that we've watched and things like that. Once we got really good at talking, if you remember, we started telling stories about pictures. And so some of the kids wrote a story or told a story on Seesaw about an outer space picture with a pirate, or with a Martian, a pirate ship with a pirate, a barn with an animal. I think one of them had like a house that was on fire with the firefighters. And so what they did was they showed you that picture on Seesaw, and they just told you about the picture. That was getting them ready to be writers. So what happened after that is we started drawing our own pictures and talking about our own pictures. So we drew something that we liked to do at recess, and we talked about what our picture was. In this stage, we were really emphasizing that whatever we were talking about had to go along with our picture. So if I am talking about I really love fish, I have to make sure that everything I'm going to tell about in my picture is about fish. And then we moved into labeling, and the kids have learned a little memory trick to help them with writing labels and what a label is. So in class we say, kindergarten friends, mirrors up, and they go like this. And then I say, a label is, and they say, a label is a word, and they say, a word that tells about a picture, and they say, that tells about a picture. So it sounds like this. A label is a word that tells about a picture. Do it again. A label is a word that tells about a picture. And that helps us remember that a label has to go with the picture, and it's a word, so it's going to have letters. So before we went remote, we were getting really good at labeling our pictures. We were getting really good at remembering how to figure out the beginning sounds, getting some sounds in the middle and the end. And then remote learning hit, and we kind of came to a standstill. So we really should be at the point where the kids are writing at least 2 sentences about what their ideas are, but we're just not quite there yet. So the last step in the process of writing is to actually write a sentence based on your picture. And we talked a lot yesterday and today about how if we can label this, then we already have a word that we can use in the sentence. And then we know so many sight words, we could use those to help us write too. So our targets for writing are these pretty simple things right now. I can capitalize the first word and use an end mark. So again, we have some visual tools that we use. Kindergarten friends, every word has to start with what? An uppercase letter. And what do we have to have at the end? A mark. So those are things you can help remind your child about too. And you can just look at them and go like this, and that'll jog their memory that they need an uppercase letter. You could even look at them and tell them to check their paper for this, and that'll jog their memory that they need an end mark. You can do it without any words at all. All right. So that's one part of what we're targeting as a writing skill. And then this one, what I just talked about, I can use words and pictures to write. So we think of our idea, we draw our picture, we add some labels, and we write a sentence. this is probably the most important part of where we are right now. This target says, I can use sounds to write words. Moms and dads, I cannot emphasize enough how important it is that you encourage your children to sound out the words and not just tell them how to spell it or write it down for them to copy. I really can't emphasize how detrimental this is to your child's reading and writing process. Them using their sounds to sound out words, even if they look completely wrong, is an extremely important part of the process to learn to read and to write and to spell. So they have to go through this sometimes painful process of stretching out a word and sounding out a word and writing down letters that aren't the right ones, as long as they make sense, in order to learn how to be writers. And so as they're writing at home, it's going to take some time from you. So I'm asking you to really be conscious and find some good time together with your child to help them when they are doing their writing homework. And really take the time to be patient with them and encourage them with your guidance to sound out their words, to use their sight word paper, to spell their sight words correctly, and do not just tell them how to spell the word. They are not learning if you do that. And so I hope that you will trust me when I say how important it is that they have to use their sounds to write their words. Them copying it down is really harmful to their learning. And so I want to show you a little bit about what that might look like. So if it is a simple word like cat or run, they should be able to tap that word out on their fingers, or cat, k, at. Or they could use their arm, k, at, n. Now, if it's a longer word, you're still going to use that 1, 2, 3, because we talk about how words always have a beginning, a middle, and an ending sound. They won't get all the letters right for all of those, but beginning sounds should be 100% correct. So I want to show you if it's a word that they're sounding out like jet, and you're sounding it out with them, you're helping them. Okay, you want to spell jet? Okay, let's say that word, jet. What do you hear first? G. Okay, if they say G, you can remind them that G makes the G sound. What letter says J? But if the word is airplane, and you sound it out with them, airplane, what do you hear first? And they say A, then you're going to encourage them to write an A. Now we know that there's an I next, but nowhere in the word airplane do we hear the word I. So we have to encourage our kids to write the sounds that they hear. So what do you hear in air? R. All right, good job. Write down an R. Now, I always encourage them to go back to the beginning of the word, and they think this is really hilarious because I tell them the word's not air. We're not done. The word is air, plane, plane. What do you hear? And some of them might say B. Correct them with their speech. P. Single sounds, they have to know those single sounds. That was one of our first trimester skills, be able to know the sounds of the letters. So, P. Okay, now this is where it gets tricky because they may not get the L that comes next. When you go back and say airplane, they may only hear the N. Airplane. Some of them are only going to hear the N, and that's okay because that is a sound that we hear at the end of the word. Now, some of the kids are a lot better at picking out those middle sounds, so they may be able to say airplay, A, and know that there's an A. But very few of them are going to get that L because that's a blend and we just aren't quite there yet, and that is okay. So however they choose to spell airplane, if they choose to, or however they not choose to, however it comes out for them. So if they just do airplane for the word airplane, that is great. That is using their sounds to write words. And what they also have to make sure is that they can go back and read you that word. Now, correct them, like I said, if they say the sound is duh and they think the letter is F. Okay, that is an obvious correction. But if they think the sound is S and they want to say C, make sure you differentiate. C says K, K, K. But what about K? K, K, K. So if they think it's a C, say good job, write it down. If they think it's a K, say good job, write it down. They are getting smart enough now. Most of them will say, is it a C or a K? And in that instance, I tell them. There are some kids too who know that the letter that they hear is not the right letter. Like maybe they recognize the word and they know that if they put a U, it's not going to look right. So today we were trying to spell the word pool, and we got the beginning sound P, and the next sound was ooh, 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 ooh. And some of the kids said U, and I said write it down. But some of the kids knew that it wasn't U, and they knew that they needed 2 letters. And so I just told them that ooh sound is O-O, because some of them are ready for that skill. So that's the difference between helping them through their writing and guiding them through their writing, and just having them copy down words so that they look right. So now I want to go over here and show you what they're going to be doing as far as sight word writing homework with you on their hybrid days in the future. So they're going to have a page, and on the front is going to be one of our sight words from the week, and on the other side is going to be the other sight word. We're going to do 2 sight words a week. So we worked on the sight word and today. We called it a superpower word because it makes our sentences longer. So I'm going to find one here where they used their sounds, okay? So this is moon, and this is apple. And this is kind of where I was talking about. They might get the middle sound, but they might just get the beginning and the end, and that's fine because that's where they are. Moon, apple. Now I want to show you something else, and you can kind of see the difference here. So this one, this is eventually where they're going to get to, where they're getting all those sounds in the middle for garlic bread and butter noodles. And there's no Z in noodles, we know that, but that is perfect for them. That was great. And then we have some writing where we're just still getting one sound, or maybe a sound that's not right. So maybe for this one, we're just getting the W in watermelon. We couldn't quite get to the rest of the sounds yet. And you can tell this one is banana. Okay, so I just want you to see the different types of writing and to know that all of that is okay. That is what we're going to be building on as we continue coming to school. And once we get back to 4 days, it's going to make things so much easier. So when your kids are writing on their sight words at home, the first thing they need to do is think about something that they could write about. Then they need to label it, and then they need to figure out how to use it in a sentence. So our sight word today was and, so they had to think about 2 things that they liked. I kind of gave them a prompt, and they had to draw those in the box. So this kiddo drew macaroni and cheese and pizza. All right, and then we labeled by macaroni and cheese, pizza. And then we used what we know about how to write a sentence. I like macaroni and cheese and pizza. And so she used the sight word and in her sentence. She double checked it for an uppercase letter at the beginning and a mark at the end. So I hope that this helps as you proceed to help your children with writing at home. And if you wouldn't mind, when you're done watching this video, if you would either just get onto Seesaw and send me a message and just let me know that you watched the writing video. And then if you have any questions or comments, feel free to put those in the message as well. But if you could message me through Seesaw that you watched this, then I'll know for sure that we're all on the same page. Thanks. Have a great week.